we'll start with Taylor.
Microphone. Hi. What's been the best part of this experience for you so far?
It's been very cool. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, it's been an amazing experience. I always wanted to come to Tokyo. Always wanted to experience Japanese culture. Obviously, we're only here for a week or so, so we get a little tidbit of it, a quick one. But it's been just really cool from Seiya and Shota showing us, hosting that party, um, getting just to walk around the streets, and everyone is so friendly. It's such a clean city, and my wife and I have had a great time here.
And then second question for me, there's a difference between Major League Baseballs and the baseballs they use over here in Japan. Have you felt the difference? And if so, how would you describe it?
Yes, in the physical baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the physical baseballs felt very different. I mean, I wouldn't say very different, but there's some subtle differences to it. Um, the seams are a little more raised, and it's got a little more tack, and definitely would want to grab one and keep it as a souvenir, but it's, still baseball. So, yeah, I think we're going to be using Major League Baseballs and, vice versa in the games the next couple days, but it's cool.
All right, we'll go to Jordan on our left in the first row. Yes.
Hey, Matt. When Shota came over here, Tommy and the staff really worked with him on kind of changing how he pitched. He was more of a east to west pitcher in Japan and became more of a north to south pitcher with his arsenal in the States. Can you imagine going somewhere and them saying, hey, that way you've pitched, it's not going to work here. We need you to change it. And just kind of put yourself in his shoes of having to go through that process in a 6-week period before the season.
Yes. Oh, okay. So sorry. To make that adjustment in the middle of your career definitely would be a challenge, and I think it speaks to Shota's professionalism and his ability to adapt and then go out and see the results that you saw last year and the success that he had, because he very much has a game that not only translates to Major League Baseball but is extremely successful in Major League Baseball, something that I've learned from myself. So I think it speaks to his professionalism, how he goes about his business, and it's truly impressive to see him have the success there he's had, or success here in Japan, as well as the success in MLB last year. So I'm grateful he's on our team and helping us get W's.
And we'll go to Megan while the translators catch up for a second. Go ahead, Megan.
What's just been the process like the last few days of like your throwing routine? How have you had to adjust that? Are you expecting to pitch in the exhibition game tomorrow? Just what's kind of the outlook for you and how you've been handling the pitching side of things?
Yeah, so I'm expecting to pitch tomorrow to follow Jameson. After him, we'll hopefully cover that whole game. We just had a long off day, and essentially with the travel and whatnot, so it's a few hours longer with the time change, but nothing too out of the ordinary in terms of that. Had a normal bullpen yesterday, and we're just preparing for the start tomorrow and going about our business as we are on. I think it's March 15th or 16th, whatever the day is going to be. Middle of the March start, right? Just continuing to build up and prepare for the season, even though this is still an amazing, it's a little different than the backfields or, pitching in the Phoenix area, but I'll take this opportunity every time as well in the middle of spring.
wait for 1 second, Maddie. All right, go ahead, Maddie. Thank you.
With pitching tomorrow, you get the unique opportunity of playing the Giants, this is their home stadium. What are you anticipating in terms of atmosphere and that experience?
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very special experience to get to play the Tokyo Giants, and the Tokyo Dome is something that it's something that is like a very special experience and something that you never thought you'd get the opportunity to do. Growing up in Seattle, when in kind of like some of those peak baseball years, I got to watch Ichiro and Ichiro Suzuki, and those guys and those Mariners teams really, invigorated my love for baseball. And because of that, the coverage of the NPB was also, present in Seattle. So we got to learn about the professional teams and learn about, some of the amazing players over here and in the league. And never think you get the opportunity to come play in the Tokyo Dome. So when I signed with the Cubs and this opportunity presented itself, it's like, gosh, this is something that's really going to be special. So it's cool how baseball is truly, a cultural thing where you can go experience the same game that you grew up playing in your backyard, imagining, being the heroes that you watched growing up, and then you get to go to a whole different culture and play this game. You don't get to speak the same language, but there's a common bond in the game, and that's really special. And to get to do this is really cool.
Maddie has a follow-up.
Just because you mentioned Ichiro, having seen him and kind of the peak of the Mariners and what he did there, what was it like for you to then see him inducted into or voted into the Hall of Fame?
Well, I mean this with, a ton of respect to all the writers, but I can't believe someone didn't vote for him. Just what he did is amazing, and I had the honor to get to know him when I played for Seattle, and just the fact that I could get to pick his brain about baseball and have conversations with him was something I only dreamed of as a kid. So, so cool to see him be honored in the Hall of Fame. What he did in the NPB and then what he did in MLB over his career, and those cumulative stats are just unreal. I don't think we'll ever see it again. So it's just, it's not surprising getting to watch it every night growing up. So it's really cool.
Go to this side of the room when we have a moment. Taylor and then David. 1 second. Go ahead, Taylor.
I just wanted to follow up again on growing up in Seattle, and you said the coverage of the NPB was present. What do you remember specifically about that coverage that kind of stands out from your childhood?
I thought it was really cool. You didn't, up until Ichiro came over, there wasn't just a ton of coverage in the States about the NPB. And then Ichiro comes over and you see Blue Wave jerseys. And then, obviously Kazuhiro Sasaki was an amazing closer for the Mariners in those years. And it just became something that you just started following, the key players. And it was just something that just opened up your eyes to like, man, baseball is truly a world sport. And, there's talent everywhere. And it's just you hear about the records that were set in Sadahara O, and your eyes are just kind of open like, oh man, there's a whole history of baseball that, is so present and whatnot. So yeah, it's yeah.
1 second, David. Yeah. We'll take a last question from David right here.
It's my understanding you get to party like it's 2022 and there's no pitch clock in these exhibition games. Are you going to be able to enjoy it, or can you go back once you've been, you know what I mean? Like, do you change the way you do anything?
For me, it's going to be, as a pitcher, I like to dictate the tempo. So, as we're preparing for our season, obviously you don't want to do anything that's not going to help prepare you for the coming 6 months ahead. So, try as much as I'd love to continue to pick off multiple times the first base and take 30 seconds in between pitches. I don't know if it'll be in our best interest to do that, in terms of trying to prepare to win a championship. But yeah, it's a lose-lose question. I can't. I can't. The rules are the rules, and we're going to stick to them. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Matthew, thank you for your patience. Great to see you, and enjoy this great experience.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us here.